So, first thing first, it's all factored. Nothing is canceling, so there are no holes. So for our vertical asymptotes next, it's where the bottom equals 0 when x is -3/2. The horizontal asymptote, the degree of the top is 1, the degree of the bottom is 1, so they're the same. So I take the coefficients, -2/2, y will be -1. I want to check to see if it ever crosses my horizontal asymptote. So check to see if your function 1 minus 2x over 2x plus 3 ever equals whatever you got for your horizontal. So in this case, just cross multiplying by this guy, I'll get -2x minus 3 there. The -2x's cancel out and you're like 1 equals -3. And a lot of the times that's going to happen. No, it doesn't. So it never crosses the horizontal. Now, a lot of teachers don't have it do that, but there's no reason it couldn't, and so for the 5% of times in these textbooks that it does, you'll want to know, and it's going to make everything we do we're going to feel better about it. We're going to feel like we're not guessing, we know. So we know that it never crosses the horizontal. So now I'll find my y-intercept, and that always happens when the x is 0. So if I go back to my original problem, y is this, and I'm just going to plug in zeros for the x's. So you won't be able to see, but I'm going to be 1 minus 2 times 0 over 2 times 0 plus 3, and that's going to be 1/3. And so that's 1/3. And you can always get an x-intercept for any graph when the y is 0. So this was my original function, this is the y, I want to know when this is 0, so 0 equals that. So 0 equals 1 minus 2x over 2x plus 3. Solve by cross multiplying, this bottom ends up not mattering. 0 equals 1 minus 2x, so x will be 1/2. I've heard a lot of students say, oh, it's just where the top equals 0, but then they never remember it. And it's for any graph, the x-intercept happens when the y is 0. So just know it that way. It's nothing new. So we've got everything. So let's plot what we've got. So I've got a vertical asymptote at -3/2. I've got a horizontal of y equals 1. It's never going to cross that. My y-intercept is 1/3, and my x-intercept is 1/2. Did I mess up again? Darn it. X-intercept is 1/2. Y-intercept is Y-intercept is 1/3. X-intercept is 1/2. Oh, the horizontal is supposed to be y is -1. Ugh. See if I can do one of these without making a mistake. There we go. So my horizontal was supposed to be y equals -1. And now I can, on this side of this vertical asymptote, I can safely say I'm here, because I'm never ever going to cross this thing, and I'm going to get close to it on this side and close to it on that side. And because this vertical asymptote came from a factor with an odd power, I know it's going to alternate signs. Like if I go a little bit to the right of -3/2, this will be positive. If I go a little bit to the left, it'll be negative, and therefore change the sign from positive infinity to negative infinity of the entire expression. So if I'm up here on this side, I'm going to be down here on this side. And so if I never cross the asymptote, I'm over here. And there you go. And that's your graph. Ta-da!